ChatGPT and some of the top assistants that I use on a day-to-day basis. So basically, we're going to be focusing on ChatGPT and learn about ChatGPT. Most of these AI tools are very similar, especially the ones I use for my day-to-day tasks, and I'd like to just show them to you. So, but we're going to learn about ChatGPT, and from there we use that knowledge. Once you understand ChatGPT, you can use that knowledge for some of these other AI tools and assistants. So basically, let's just have a quick overview of ChatGPT, or a detailed overview of ChatGPT, I would say. Then we just talk about those other tools as well. So ChatGPT. So if you want to get to this page, all you need to do is just type ChatGPT in your browser. So if you don't have an account, you just need to sign up, and once you sign up, it will bring you to this page. So what is ChatGPT? I think that's the best question to ask, and let's learn about ChatGPT. And the best way to learn about ChatGPT is to ask ChatGPT what it is. So we say, what is your purpose and what can you do, in short? So let's see what ChatGPT can do. My purpose is to assist, inform, and create. I can answer questions, explain concepts, help with writing, editing, and reviewing documents, generate code, debug, suggest improvements, assist with research, job applications, presentations, offer career guidance, learning resources, provide up-to-date information from the web. Let me know what you need. So this is a really fantastic tool to help you do a lot of things. And I think one of the best ways you can know about ChatGPT is just like when you have friends. Once you have a new friend, the best way you can know about a new friend is to keep being with that friend, talking with that friend, learning to understand the kind of person he or she is. So literally, that's the same thing with ChatGPT. The way you can learn about ChatGPT is to use ChatGPT on a day-to-day basis, and that's the way you can know the extent of what it can do, so, and know the limitations as well. So now this ChatGPT has said a lot of things that it can do. So like I said, the best way to know is just to try and keep trying. So we're just going to go through the interface of ChatGPT, what we are seeing on the screen, and just know about those other things you can do. Then, like I said, the way you can get best out of ChatGPT is try it in your own day-to-day and know what it can do for you. So let's just go through the interface quickly and see what ChatGPT is all about. So you can see on this left hand side of my screen, you can see today. So basically, this is your history. Things that I've done, you can see here, previous 30 days, things that I've done in the previous 30 days, things I've done in the previous 7 days. So these are charts that I've had with ChatGPT in the previous 7 days. These are charts that I've had with ChatGPT in the same 7 days, literally, and in the previous 7 days. So you can see this is a chart of what I did with ChatGPT. So today, you can see today, this is what I did with ChatGPT, which is what we just did now. So if you want to have this history, is everything you are doing with ChatGPT is going to come under this history and this panel. So that's just basically one aspect. Now the next thing is, you can see up here is explore ChatGPT and ChatGPT. We're going to come to this on how to explore ChatGPT and why this business consultants, accounting, blah 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 is coming here. So but this is just a panel sidebar, so you can collapse ChatGPT to have a wider screen. You can collapse this side panel to have a wider screen, and you can open it back up. So here you can search your charts. So literally meaning that you can search this history. If you're looking for something, you can quickly search and find it quickly. And now this button is to create a new chart. So like this, once I have what I have here under today, I can keep chatting and asking ChatGPT questions. But if I want it to give me, I want to talk about something new specifically, so I can click on new chat. So it's going to just take me to a new chat page. I can say, tell me about business in short. You can see ChatGPT is helping me autocorrect. So once I say tell me about business in short, I'm saying that it should just give me a short introduction about business. You can see it's just giving me just a one paragraph literally about business. So look here on this left hand side history, you can see business overview. It's created a new chart for me. So that's what you can do. You can keep creating new charts. And if I would just want to stick to this conversation of business, I can easily just keep asking questions. Okay, what are the common top three top types? Okay, let's say top types. So you can see this kind of things, it doesn't generate a new chart, it just keeps populating the same chart for you. So you can have this things I've done over 30 days. If I just remember, I can easily just come back to this history and just keep chatting on the specific topic that I asked ChatGPT. So I think that's it for this side panel. So let's just go to this explore GPTs. So let's explore GPT and see what this means. So now, before we go to explore GPT, before we get into this, what literally this means is that you can have custom GPTs. You can customize your chat GPT or GPTs to give you on specific topics or domains. What I mean is, you can have it as a writing assistant. So you just want it to help you in your writing. Say you are a writer, you just want to have the best writing assistant, or you are someone that likes productivity, you just want to have the best productivity assistant. So you can, these are GPTs that have been created by people and they are made public. So productivity assistant is different from a writing assistant. So this will give you the best productivity tips and responses. So if you're a researcher or you are doing any research and analysis, you can use this GPT. So there are so much more in what you can see here. So you can see the consensus. So let's look at one of them. Ask researcher directly with the world scientific literature. So this is a research assistant. So literally, so if you want to have an education, explore new ideas, revisit existing skills. So this would help you in anything regarding to education, like a tutor. You can see here your personal AI tutor, so by Khan Academy. So this has been developed by Khan Academy. You can use this in terms of to help you tutor you on a specific subject like mathematics, science, or humanities, or just any subject. So lifestyle programming, if you're a programmer, literally you can use ChatGPT. So these are custom GPTs to specifically focus on specific domains or specific topics, literally. So this is what you can do with explore GPT. So let's look at one of them. For example, if we wanted to look at this fitness coach, for example, you can see this is the interface of the GPT. So if I looked at this, this is the rating, then in lifestyle is second, then 1 million conversations. So another way to look at it is that a lot of people have been chatting with this GPT. So if you think about it, it's going to give you really good responses relating to fitness, because it's had a lot of data from a lot of people across the globe. So this, you can, what you just need to do is just start chat, and once I click start chat, you can see it brings me to this interface of the fitness work and diet PhD coach. So I can say, okay, give me a summary about fitness in one paragraph. So there's something else you need to know about chatting with ChatGPT, and it's one of the concepts they say prompt engineering. So prompt engineering, literally what this really means is how to ask ChatGPT good questions. You need to be able to ask good questions. So, and one of the few advice I would just give is speak to ChatGPT as if you are talking to a baby. So if you speak to ChatGPT literally like as if you are talking to a baby, you explain concepts. Let's not say you keep it simple. So if you keep it simple, then ChatGPT will be able to give you a really good response. So what I mean in a not talking to a baby in precise, but let's say talking to a young man. So you need to be able to explain in a way that it understands. So I'm not just going to be giving vague, really vague questions. I need to give detailed responses. So that's just basically about prompt engineering. You need to be able to ask good questions. You can give scenarios, give examples about what you really want ChatGPT to give to you, and that will help it make it better and give you a better response. So literally you can see on this left hand side fitness, work and diet. So it's already added this fitness and work and diet coach to among the GPTs I have. So I have a business consultant GPT, I have an accounting and finance GPT. So these are specific GPT. So this is how I came up with all these things are on this left hand side. So you can also keep having these custom GPTs from time to time on this left hand side panel. So you can keep just click on export GPT and keep adding them, keep adding the type of GPT you want. So it will give you a really good customized response in the specific domain that you want. And it's also going to be adding your charts history to adding your charts to this history on the left hand side panel. So literally that's just what we have here under exploring GPT. So another way you can do this is to literally just come to a new chart. You might not need to have, or if you find that you don't have the kind of GPT you want on this GPT's page, you can't find the specific customized GPT you want. Okay, for example, let's say I want a chef and a chef GPT. So there's so many chefs you can see. So one of the ways I also select the GPTs before I go to the other thing I wanted to talk about is you can see it's saying 50k plus charts with this button, this little brown button here is charts. So there are so many chefs. So one of the ways you should make your choice is that select the ones with the biggest conversations, and that's what I do. Because if I select a GPT with lesser conversations, like say this 10k conversations or 1k conversations, I might not get the best of responses. So but if I select one with a really good response, or with a really good number of charts, like the one I showed earlier of the 1 million chart conversations, the fitness assistant, it will give me a really good response. So this is one way you can find the best GPTs. So like I said, if I was not pleased with the GPTs or the chef GPTs here, I can easily come to create a new chart and say, okay, you can just tell GPT you are a chef. So with you saying you are a chef, you're already telling it to think like a chef. Can you tell me the recipe for baking bread? So it's just going to act as a chef for you. So if you're an accountant, you're a lawyer, instead of it just going to web providing you with a general response, you can specifically tell it you're a chef. So this is what you are, or you're a business consultant, or you're a consultant. You should give me this kind of detailed understanding about this field. So I think that's one other way you can customize your GPT. So let's go to this GPT button right here. So here you can upgrade to GPT plus, ChatGPT plus. So our smartest model and more. So this comes with you have to pay for a premium package. So you can see the free version is what we are using, which is $0 per year. So if you want plus, you can subscribe $20, $200 for pro, but basically we are using free. So let's just go back to what we're to seeing other aspects. So here, temporary. So temporary really means you can toggle this on and off. Once you toggle this on, it won't save in your chart history. So you can see temporary chart. This won't appear in history. Use or create memories, or be used to train our models. So literally they won't use it to train their models or anything, and it won't appear in your search. So you quickly, maybe in your work or your day-to-day activity, you just want to quickly ask ChatGPT a random question. You don't want it to save in your history. You can toggle on this temporary and it will just use it to ask you a quick question. So then the next thing is to explore GPT. So we've talked about exploring GPTs on this left hand side. So it's just literally the same thing. So customize GPT. So you can customize this your GPT, your chat GPT. Literally, you say, for example, you just want it to work as a lawyer. You don't want it to do any other thing else. You don't expect to use it for any other purpose other than working on a lawyer's job or law tasks. So you can customize the OGPT experience as focusing on that specific aspect. So what should ChatGPT call you? So you can give it your name or any name. Then what do? You can tell it what you do and what you want it to start helping you with. So what traits should ChatGPT have? So you can make ChatGPT chatty, witty, straight shooting. You don't want no nonsense, just tell you straight what it is. Encouraging, Gen Z, skeptical, traditional, forward thinking, poetic. If you're a poet, this is really good. So you just make ChatGPT poetic and you just keep adding. So anything else ChatGPT should know about it. So you can talk about your interest. So ChatGPT is going to be getting better and better based as it gets to know you, and you start providing you with responses specific to what you've designed it to work on or the kind of way you want it to think. So you can see here, gestron terologist, so small batch home sourdough baker. So these are kind of examples of interior design. These are kind of examples of roles you can streamline your GPT to. So here under advanced, you can easily say what capabilities your ChatGPT can. So basically you want it to search through the web as well for the responses. So if you don't want it to search through the web for the tasks you give it, you can just uncheck this button or check it back. So for DALL-E is a image generation. It's used for image generation in ChatGPT. So here you can say you don't want to generate images, or you don't want it to check for code, and you don't want to use a voice model for it. So you can uncheck or check all of these things. It depends on you, but my advice is just to leave it on so that it gives you the best, but that's your preference anyway. So next thing is so settings. You can just myriad of settings. Let's just see. You can just go through the settings and play around what you want and literally customize this GPT. You can download, upgrade the plan, and log out. So I really like ChatGPT because it keeps things really, really simple. So one of the things I want us to also look at is to see what we can do with once it provides us with a response. So this was a chat I created, and like a prompt or a question I asked ChatGPT, and it provided me with a bit of response. So it also provided me with sources as well. So you can easily copy here. So once you click on copy, you can paste it on. So once you click on copy, you can paste it on whatever documents you want to put it, or to or app or text location you need this. So this is just good or bad response. Here, this is what I want us to also look at, is to edit in Canvas. So if ChatGPT provides you with a response, you can easily edit it. So once I click on edit in Canvas, this was about financial literacy. So you can easily edit this response if you want ChatGPT to. So there are multiple ways you can do it, like one or two ways. So one way is to keep asking. Here you can say, can you expand on this? So once you click on can you expand on this, it's automatically regenerates. So you can see what it's doing here. If you look to this screen, it's regenerating the whole response, adding more context to it, adding more information, because I just told it to expand on the source. So literally it does that. Another thing you can do is to try and edit. So if I wanted to edit this particular response, I can click on and say, okay, say summarize this aspect. Okay, so summarize. So it's really just going to work on this highlighted aspect, and it's just going to summarize it. So you can see this is what it's doing. So literally is just going to summarize it. So, and this is really good, and you can easily copy once you are done, or you don't want it to summarize and you really want to add your own, you just want to add your own input, or say you want to delete it. So I just deleted it. I can bring it back, just control undo, or I can just delete and say, okay, I don't want this aspect, or I can write something like this. Okay, I can say this is good, and this just really adds to the, I'm not responding to ChatGPT, I'm just adding this text to the response that has been delivered by ChatGPT. So I can really just copy and paste it in any location. So if you want to add your own input, you can do that as well, and which is really good. I think it's really fantastic. I don't find much of the alternative GPTs that I use doing this, but once you do this, it already creates a what's called a canvas, and that's what we just did now. Canvas is what we just did right now with ChatGPT. So it takes the response to a specific screen. So you're not going to be finding this response as is detailed on this screen as I'm saying. So it's going to take it to a specific window where that's where you're going to be working on it from time to time. So if you want to work on this specific response, you need to click on this open canvas and keep working on it, and you can easily just copy from there and use it anywhere you want. So I think the next thing we should look at is just uploading files. So you can upload files from your computer to into ChatGPT. So you want it to, okay, let's just check. I can just literally upload a file, a PDF document, and upload, and ask ChatGPT to work on this document for me, ask a question based on the document, and you can analyze your documents. ChatGPT can help you with that. So I can ask it anything on this document. So, but let's not go into that. I want you to try as well on your end and use ChatGPT to work on this for yourself. So I can just close this, and I think those are the key things I would like to show you. So if you want ChatGPT to search also the web for you when you are asking it a specific question, so let's create a new chat. For example, I wanted to show you something, so I can say what is the trend in technology. Okay, so I can click on this, and before I want to do this, okay, what I wanted to say is, okay, let's say what is the trend this year in tech, in one paragraph. So easily I can just click on web, and literally what you are telling ChatGPT to do is to help you search for sources on the internet. So it's literally going to search for sources on the internet. You can see Simply Learn is one source that I used, ft.com is another source that you saw, and it's going to show you the list of the sources here. So you can click on them. It's going to show up on your right side, and you can just easily go to those websites and verify those sources by yourself. So that's one really good and exciting thing. So one of the things that ChatGPT has done is, because I've used ChatGPT a lot today, so, and I'm using the free model, so there's a button that is meant to be here that should depict reason. So once you click on this button, is what you want to do is ChatGPT to help you think about the question that you have in a much more detailed form. So once you click on that, that should give you a more detailed answer or a more thinkable response, and it's going to take just a few more seconds thinking about what you asked. So instead of just generating a quick and instant response, so that's for a reason. It's just similar to what I just did here, and by clicking on search button, and it's bringing up in a more bold form. So here, and I think that's just the basic overview of ChatGPT. If you want to have more and better models, you can upgrade, but for now we're just going to be touching on the free version of ChatGPT. So let me just quickly run on the other AI assistants that I use on a day-to-day basis and which I find really fantastic. But they are very similar to ChatGPT, which is Grok is one of the ones I use a lot. So Grok is developed by X, which is formerly Twitter. So, and I really like the way Grok has also do. So it's similar, very similar interface. So you can just play around. Like I said, ChatGPT has they have reason, so you have deep search and think. So once you are saying is you should think about the response in a more let's say more better detail. So it shouldn't just give you a quick response to your prompt or your question. So, and this is the latest model, Grok 3. Basically is saying this their smartest model. So one thing about model, you might be wondering what a model is. In a simple form, model is just, I would say, is a simulation of the human's thinking. So you can say, for example, you won't compare like a 10-year-old's thinking to your own thinking as a matured person. So you, because literally you might have a bit of better understanding because of your, because you've been, for example, in an environment for quite some time, so you might understand things in a different way and a more better light than maybe a kid or a young man. So literally that's what I try to see with this model. So these models, this is a previous generation model, Grok 2, Grok 3. So, and ChatGPT has similar thing as well. So that's why they put their smartest models in the premium plan. So, but I believe that these models give you top-notch responses, even if you are using a previous generation model. For example, I use Grok 2 for a lot of tasks and it still gives me really good response. To be honest, I kind of really even like Grok 2's response to ChatGPT's general on everyday use response. So to be honest, I've found some use cases that have given me a better response, and I kind of tend to use Grok a lot more right now. So, but that's just, the interface is very similar. You don't really need to. So once you understand ChatGPT's interface, it's really similar with Grok. And one other tool I would like to show you is also Gemini. So if you, Gemini is developed by Google. So all you need to do is just to go through your Google Workspace app. So Google has added Gemini to their workspace. You need to just click on Gemini. So once you get this, click on Gemini. Once you open Gemini also has a very similar interface as well too. So you don't really need to bother much knowing about all the details of this interface. All you just need to know is once you understand how to use one of these tools, you can easily use other ones. So it's similarly the same thing. You can just keep chatting and start asking questions. So literally, this is my overview of ChatGPT and my everyday assistant. So I think, and like I said at the start of our conversation, is that the best way you can get to know all these GPTs and all these assistants, I like to call them assistants, is that you get to use them. So sign up. If you've not started using these tools, sign up. And if you've been using them, please just keep using them in a way that would bring out the best results for you by asking better questions and keeping your questions really simple or detailed in a way that it explains what you're trying to achieve with ChatGPT. So, and that's my talk for today. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Please, if you find this valuable, consider sharing with people that might be helpful to them as well. And subscribing to my channel for more of this kind of content on a day-to-day basis. So thank you so much, and bye for now.